Good morning, YouTube. Well, it finally happened. I got a letter from Ferrari's lawyers.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. This is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience. And today we're going to talk about, well, this letter I got from Ferrari's lawyers, which is basically a cease and desist. First thing is, if you happen to need any sort of Ferrari parts or supercar parts or anything like that, go visit my website, normalguysupercar.com. Buying the stuff through my website does help support this channel, so I appreciate that very much, so thank you if you do that. So why did I get a letter from Ferrari's lawyers? Well, I guess the best thing to do is just read the letter. I guess the first thing to say is this is actually not a letter to Normal Guy LLC, my company for this channel and for all of my sales and stuff for my website. This is actually a letter sent to Gated 6, my conversion company, so the company that we're manufacturing parts to convert Ferraris to manual transmissions. I've actually brought in one of Ferrari's lawyers. They're gonna read the letter for you and then we can discuss it.
Dear sirs, we represent the Ferrari SPA. In this intellectual property matter, our client recently brought your company, Gated 6, to our attention. We understand that the Gated 6 supplies the kits to convert the automobiles to a manual transmission vehicle. We also understand that upon entering the website located at the gated6.com, you prominently display a video which incorporates Ferrari's intellectual property, including our clients' famous trademarks and trade dress. Ferrari is among the world's most recognizable brands, focused on design and engineering, and production and the sale of luxury performance vehicles and sports cars. Ferrari brand vehicles are sold in more than 60 countries around the world and are widely seen as a symbol of a speed, a luxury, and an affluence. Ferrari owns both the common law and the federally registered intellectual property rights in the United States and around the world in connection with its cars and related goods and services. As you can hopefully appreciate, Ferrari is concerned that your display of its intellectual property is likely to confuse the customers to believe that Ferrari has sponsored or endorsed your company and or your services. Ferrari is additionally concerned that the use of Ferrari's intellectual property could be likely to cause consumers into mistakenly believing that an association exists between a Ferrari and a Gated 6, when one does not. Notably, Ferrari takes pride in the safety and the performance of its vehicles and products. It is therefore concerned that your modifications are likely to result in a violation of the US homologation laws and accordingly dilute the goodwill that Ferrari has spent decades accumulating. For the foregoing reasons, Ferrari has requested that the Gated 6 agree to remove the video in reference above and any references incorporating a Ferrari's intellectual property, including the following. Number 2, inform consumers and potential consumers that any modifications made to a Ferrari vehicles have not been made by Ferrari or with Ferrari's consent, and that Ferrari makes no assurances as to the modifications, including with respect to local homologation laws, and prominently feature a disclaimer stating such on all platforms owned and operated or controlled by you. Number 3, inform consumers and potential consumers that the Gated 6 is not an authorized or affiliated partner with contractual or otherwise of Ferrari, and prominently feature a disclaimer stating such on all of the platforms owned, operated, or controlled by you. Number 4, inform consumers and potential consumers that Ferrari does not make any guarantees as to the certification or other regulatory compliance of any vehicles modified by you. Number 5, Inform consumers and potential consumers that in the event of a vehicle modification or repair by you, assistance or repair by an authorized Ferrari dealer, technician, or other agent is not guaranteed, and prominently feature a disclaimer stating such on all platforms owned or operated or controlled by you. Inform consumers and the potential consumers that the no-modified vehicle will be allowed to participate in any of the official Ferrari events, and prominently feature a disclaimer stating such on all platforms owned, operated, or controlled by you.
I'm sure that tastes awful.
Number 7. Inform consumers and potential consumers that Ferrari takes no responsibility for any modifications, repairs, damage, and or liabilities resulting from your services, and prominently feature a disclaimer stating such on all the platforms owned, operated, or controlled by you. We trust that you understand the importance of this matter and Ferrari's concerns with respect to the intellectual property rights in a brand. Should you have any questions, please contact our office. Otherwise, please countersign below confirming your compliance with the foregoing terms and return this document to us by March 4th, 2021. We look forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, me.
All right. All right, so the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this is you've heard how litigious Ferrari is, and everyone's like, oh my God, they sue everyone. And that's kind of true, but it's also kind of justified. So here's the problem. They have one of the world's most popular brands. It's up there with like Coca-Cola, right? Like if you show the Cavallino to almost anyone on the planet, they're gonna go, oh, Ferrari, or they might go Lamborghini. But you know, like still, they're gonna know kind of what that is, right? And that's the problem. Ferrari has to protect their trademarks. I get why they sent the letter, and honestly, I'm not even mad. I think it was a little bit of like too much because we weren't intentionally using their logo. At Gated 6 on our website, we had a video showing the converted transmission, like showing the stick shift in the car and all that stuff, and it had the logo featured in the video a few times, just kind of incidentally. It wasn't like the point of the videos. Could it be argued that it's like fair use? Maybe, but is that worth me going and hiring a lawyer, spending a bunch of money? No, absolutely not. For that part of it, for removing the logo part, I was like, no problem whatsoever. I immediately removed it from the website. The other parts of it where they actually asked for language to be added to our website, I actually really liked that. It's fine, in my opinion, that we're distinguishing that we are not using Ferrari parts, that we are not a Ferrari certified technician, shop, or whatever. That is a-okay with me because we never claim to be, we never want to be. That's not what we're trying to do, and I don't think you can be certified as a Ferrari technician, shop, or whatever and do those things. So in that respect, totally okay with that. And here's the ironic part of it. As a techie nerd using software and websites and stuff my whole career, that's great SEO. So I'm actually happy that they allowed me to put the word Ferrari on the website 25 times and say that we're not a Ferrari shop and all that stuff. That's great. That's actually good for us. So it's going to help my website. So I'm like, yes, I will gladly do that to you. So all things considered, I'm not really upset. I'm not really like concerned about it. I'm totally fine with it. And I really don't want to piss off Ferrari. Like that's not my goal here. Like I'm not one of these people who's like, screw the man. Like they're being a bunch of dicks. No, like that's fine. Whatever. The reality is our entire business is working on Ferraris. So we don't need to piss off Ferrari. There's no reason for us to do that. I don't want any bad blood. I apologize that some of you are offended probably by this video, but I don't care because it was hilarious. The irony of a Pakistani speaking crappy Italian is awesome. Let me just say that. We are a worldly shop, okay? On that note, I'm sure lots of you have some thoughts and feedback that you'd like to do and say and put in the comments below, so feel free to do that. I'll take a look and see what you guys are saying, and I'm sure lots of you are lawyers who are gonna say, oh, you should have sued them. Like every friend of mine who's a lawyer was like, oh, you should not do this and don't take their crap. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like it's not worth hiring a lawyer. Oh, and by the way, one last little side note, I'm so happy that Ferrari had to pay their lawyers to write up that thing and send it to me. You know that cost them thousands of dollars. So that alone is pretty epic. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Again, go check out my website, normalguysupercar.com, if you have any sort of supercar needs. If you're looking to buy or sell a supercar, I have consultation services, so check that out. You guys are amazing. We're gonna be doing a lot of car stuff. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.